Hello, are you Mr. Gilbert? Can you hear me, Mr. Gilbert?
This is not Gilbert. This is
Martinez?
yes.
Okay, great. I think we're waiting for Gilbert. Mr. Martinez, this is your 10-day hearing. You've been in custody for 10 days, so I'm reviewing your case, making sure that I shouldn't release you or I should keep you. Do we have a report from Mr. Martinez? Yes. All right, I'm gonna let your attorney in just because. Just because it's Candace. Candace, are you here? Candace, can you hear me?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, all right, so it looks like you're in the Tim Curry. It looks like you're in a jury room.
I am.
So, just so you know, we're not doing these hybrid. I'm letting you in just because this is the first time, but normally, like Ms. Herrick is here, she could have covered for you, but I don't want to just leave you hanging, okay?
I appreciate, Judge.
In the future. All right, so Mr. Martinez, you're 17 years old. You're in here. This is for the series of robberies out of Grand Prairie and Arlington. And we had let you out. You're on probation for evading arrest in a motor vehicle, and you picked up new charges as an adult. All right, Ms. Parks, what were the adult cases that you picked up? Five counts of aggravated robbery. That's enough for me. So, Mr. Martinez, I'm concerned about, Ms. Parks, is that involving a firearm? Okay, involving a firearm. So, Ms. Martinez, you know how I feel about kids with guns. Do we have a parent here by chance? Hello, sir. All right. I'm sorry, sir, but it's one of those, and you know, it's so serious. He's on felony probation here, 5 counts of aggravated robbery. Plus, when I sent him downtown, he was misbehaving here and causing problems. So that's why I moved him downtown. So it's just, I think Joseph has all kinds of issues, but I'm not comfortable releasing him. Okay. But I thank you for being here, sir. All right, Mr. Martinez, we'll see you in 10 days. Thank you, Ms. Taylor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Parks. We have Spencer Gilbert.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Gilbert, I'm Judge Cam. Yes. All right, it's a 10-day hearing, and your attorney, Mr. Lofton, is not here, but Ms. Herrick is standing by. She's aware of what's going on. And so, Mr. Gilbert, this is the one where you're in Houston and you had run away. You're on probation for evading arrest and unlawful restraint. And I think this is the one where yeah, you packed up your clothes and you were run away to Houston, I think. I thought this, is he the one that he was saying he was a pimp? No? Oh, okay, there's another one saying that he said he was a pimp in Houston. Okay. All right, so you are, oh, and I transferred you to Tarrant County Jail for fighting because you were level 3 confined over here. So it's obviously a problem. And part of the problem with that is when you're downtown, there's no behavior levels there, so I don't know if you're behaving or not. But my question, do we have a parent here? Hello, Mom, if you can stand up. Your mom's here, Spencer. So are you able to visit Spencer downtown now? Okay, you say y'all. That's actually them, the sheriff. Okay. Okay. So I know my bailiff has been working on that with a mainframe yesterday, even yesterday. So did we have any progress on that, Ed? Okay. We're still trying to work on that and try and figure out how to do that. There's a problem in the county because the computer system is one of those, once you have a name in there, you're always kind of under that name. You have to add aliases and also known as. So we're still working on it. We're trying. We're aware of the problem. We're not just working on it on days of court. For Spencer, we're working on it like even off the time, okay? But I do want you to be able to go visit him. So, Ed, if we could just follow up on that again, all right? Mom, do you have any questions for me? Oh, okay. Do you have any questions, Mom? Okay. Well, right. Right. My problem is that when they're 17, I admonish every one of these kids that, hey, if you're causing problems up at close to your 17th birthday or after your 17th birthday, I'll meet you downtown. The problem with that is when you're in jail, you're in jail. There's no behavior 1020. So I have no idea if he's complying by the rules or not. And because they don't have a system of monitoring, we only do that at the juvenile detention center. So basically, once you go downtown, it's really hard to get out because I have no idea if you're going to cause problems or not. And that's a consequence. Is Ms. Huey in here? No. Okay. No, there's, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's, Spencer's free to make his own choices. The thing is, Spencer's not free from the consequence of his choices. And this is the consequence of a choice of getting in a fight, getting to level 3 confined. He goes downtown, then it makes it very difficult for me to let him go. How many days has he been in? Do we know how long he's been in county jail? And he's on probation for 4 different misdemeanors? So he's on probation for felony assault of a public servant. Okay, and he keeps on running away. Right. I mean, Mom, you're talking about a community like a community plan for him, but it obviously isn't working if he's like running away and.
I mean, he's run away twice. And I get it. I understand what you're saying, but even with him running away, he has passed school. He will be a senior this year. He did what he was as his schooling. He did not miss school. He is at home with my husband and I. And I mean, I do understand that yes, he's run away, but if he wasn't a felon, that wouldn't be.
Well, if he was 18, that wouldn't be against the law, right? He can't run away when he's 17, right? He's still a child. And then the fact that he's on felony probation, you're saying to the judge, I'm willing, I promise I'll report if you don't send me to prison. And so I didn't send him to prison, but then he's running away and not reporting. But that's the one core promise that you make to a court is when you take probation is that you're going to actually do probation. Okay, Mom, I don't give credit to, I don't give credit for doing what you're supposed to do. Okay.
He hasn't been in any kind of major trouble. He hasn't made any additional crimes done other than, running away. And my husband and I, we have a good home for him to be at. We have a supportive home. We have a community plan. He has mental health therapy. He has everything that we're doing on a weekly basis. So we're doing what we can do. And I think that he's been successful. He's passed school to the next grade level. That's an accomplishment in itself. And we're just asking for him to be able to come home.
So you're the one that said that he was sent home from school for shoving another student and he thought he got in a fight just to get suspended, to come home early, to pack up things to run away. And Ed, you worked in confinement for a while, didn't you? 30 years? So what is it down there? Was it like, I know you can pick up a case, but don't y'all have something there for down the jail if you're causing problems, you get sent down? What's it called? Disciplinaries. All right, Spencer, you got any disciplinaries down there? That's a no?
Yes, sir. I don't have any discipline.
Ed, is there any way to confirm that? All right. So Spencer, if you're being truthful with me, I'm gonna go and let you go and try and monitor. If you're not, then you're just gonna stay there. It's just that simple, okay? All right. Thank you, Spencer. Thank you, Mom. All right, Sheriff. Thank you very much for being this inmate.
Thank you. See you next time.
See you next time. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. This is a detention hearing. Let me explain what's going on. The law says when a child's brought to our facility, you have to see the 2 days and after decide whether to keep you in custody or release you. Keep you in custody. The law says you must see a judge every 2 days while you're here. This hearing, you have a right to decide it. And you have a right to an attorney. If you're not a board attorney, I will provide one for you. Now let me explain how this process works. What the law says is that whenever there is a all right, so what will happen is when your case is called, I'll look at your case and I will get a report from my juvenile probation department, which comes from the police, and the report will tell me what they're accusing you of doing. And then I will look at that and consider if there is probable cause. Now, a probable cause means it's a legal term. That means can somebody articulate, can somebody put into words a series of statements that if they were true would be a violation of our laws. If I find that there is probable cause, then what happens is I need to go to the next step, which is to make a decision on whether to keep you in custody or to release you. That decision is based on different factors. The ones most important to me are whether you're going to be a danger to yourself or to others, whether you're likely to abscond, that means not show up for court when you're supposed to, or whether you've been previously adjudicated for a felony. Any of those things, then the law entitles me to detain you. If I do detain you, as I told you, you will be able to see a judge, or you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. Now, I can take a moment to explain that I am absolutely certain that there is information about your case that is very important. Today is not your trial, okay? Today is not about deciding whether you committed the offense or not. That is why hearsay is allowed. Hearsay is not allowed at a trial because we have to have the witnesses, we have to have exhibits. This is simply about detention. So later on, you will get your day in court, you will get your trial. Right now, I'm just deciding whether to detain you or to release you. So if you have information that is very important to your case, then that is not something for today. Today is you need to get that information to your attorney, right? Your attorney will decide whether that's relevant or not and when the best time for that to come in front of me or one of the associate judges. Likewise to the parents, I am absolutely certain you have information about your child that is very important to the case. But again, today is not the day for that. This is simply about probable cause and whether it is appropriate to release the child or not. If you have information that is relevant, especially about, say, mental health, physical health, behavioral issues, family background issues, things like that, that's something to tell the attorney about this because they will be able to use that most effectively. All right, so, okay, so let's go ahead and move on to Keyshawn. I don't think Ms. Craven's here, Ms. Herrick, so I think that's you. Yes. Keyshawn, you are 16 and a half. You came in for possession of marijuana in a drug-free zone and then theft of property. And then yesterday, Arlington PD brought you in. They're saying about 6:15, they're conducting patrol duties and saw two subjects noted in the criminal trespass log for that location. One of the subjects was identified as Keyshawn, and you had been criminally trespassed from the apartment, so it was not allowed on the property. Last month, you were brought in on a warrant for violating the curfew on your electronic monitor. I ordered you on electronic monitor back in April. Ms. Smith, why did I put him on you?
Your Honor, he tested positive back on 4/20.
He was one of our surprise 420 tests.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I gave the surprise 420 drug test and you were positive. And so I had you on electronic monitor to let you know detention was going on. And you had a criminal trespass warning from the Palace Apartments, and you stopped by there on the way home from school. One day, you skipped school for 2 hours at the Palace Apartments. Do we have a parent here?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Williamson.
Dad, are you here?
Yes.
Could you stand up, sir? So why does he keep on going back to the Palace Apartments?
Other than his friend, I tried to tell him, so
Do you know these friends?
I'm aware of him.
You're aware of them? Are they good people?
Typical teenage boys.
Are they worth going to jail over?
No one's worth going to jail.
Right, okay. All right, so we should warn for you, or no, you're brought in for criminal trespass and you refused to provide a drug sample. Did he provide one since he refused?
I called this morning, Your Honor. They were going to check. I have not heard back.
Keyshawn, have you given us UA?
I actually didn't refuse, I just didn't have to pee, but yeah, I used it this morning, so.
And was it clean or dirty?
He actually didn't tell me, I don't know if he's in the room.
Well, you're the one that knows if this is being clean or dirty.
Yeah, so he came in the room in the morning, he was me, and he was like, yeah, he's positive.
Okay,
Your Honor, it should be noted, I drug tested him last week and he was clean.
okay.
Yeah, it's,
Hold on, yeah. I don't want you to put yourselves, so I'll ask about the UAs because I expected you to be dirty, okay? So, but the good news is when you give me, if you didn't give me a UA, I just assume you're using crack and heroin and everything, all right? If you give me UA and it's just marijuana, then I know it's just marijuana. I don't have to worry about anything else. All right, so Keyshawn, like your dad said, nobody's worth going to jail over, okay? And I told you, I remember I had this conversation that when you go there, you're going to jail, right? And next time you want to go visit your friends, you got to think, is it worth going to jail over if I visit my friends? I remember having that conversation with you. I remember also having the conversation that the next time you have the chance to smoke pot or THC or vape oil or whatever, that you got to think, is it worth going to jail over smoking this? And so evidently you thought it was. You're here. I'm going to go and detain you for now, and then we'll see you at the tender hearing and make a decision to release you or not. Okay? All right. Thank you, Keyshawn. Who had Spencer Gilbert? Lisa, did you?
Catherine Craven?
Okay, so you covered?
Oh, wait. It Trent Lofton, but I
Oh,
covered.
Joe. So evidently, the reason why mom can't visit him is because he tampered with the cell lock and had 14 days of no visitation.
Okay.
Oh,
I was gonna say, there's no way he's down there.
So he did have a disciplinary.
he did have a disciplinary,
Okay.
and mom can't visit him because he actually picked up the disciplinary, not because y'all are keeping us from. Everyone's picking. All right. So next we have Hi Joe. Is that right? Hi Joe. Oh, you saw the fellow visiting right there. Morning, kids. How your business been? All right, Kajo. Let's see. 16, you just turned 16 years old. You were here for possession of marijuana back in 2019. Back in September of 19, you were 14. School resource officer at the middle school was assisting staff, saw several males arguing. One began a fight with you. Assistant principal escorted you away, tried to calm you down. You pushed the principal to the ground, ran back to fight the student again. So the AP grabbed the other student and redirected him. And he was injured in his elbow. All right. And that's scheduled for adjudication on next week. All right, so yesterday, I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, we also have resource staff on schedule for next month.
Okay, so next week, let's see, last week I issued a warrant for you because you ran away from home on May 6th. We brought you in tested, so your pending case for a felony assault public servant, you're smoking weed, and you ran away from home. How, do we have a parent here?
No, Your Honor.
No?
His aunt was his guardian, and she was unable to take off work.
And how long was you run away for?
Since May 6th.
Oh, so how do we find him?
The police officers just.
Right across it. All right. Well, here's the problem is you run away, Kajo, I'm not sure you're gonna come back to court. So I'm gonna go ahead and detain you, wait for court, all right? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, God.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Spencer's mom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it turns out that your son, who tampered with a cell lock, admitted to it, picked up the disciplinary, and he has 14 days of no visitation because of that. And also, he has not filled out his visitation card, so you are not named as an authorized visitor.
My understanding from the attorney, office manager yesterday, they haven't allowed him to fill out the information because he is listed in the system wrong. My last name is Gilbert, his last name is Gilbert, and they have him as Spencer Gilbert Orlando.
But he can put whoever he wants on the card.
Okay,
That's the thing, you don't have to be a relative to visit the jail.
okay,
You can be the baby mama or the baby daddy, whoever, right? Like, you can put whoever you want as a name for visitation, so I think, was it five?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's five, you can list 5 people, he has listed no one.
so does he understand that? Does he know that?
They all know that,
Okay,
yeah, everyone knows that there.
I'm surprised at that because he's been begging us to come see him, and every time we try to, they tell us that we can't, so.
Yeah, he just needs to fill out the card, put you on the list, and not pick up disciplinaries, and then you should be able to visit him. At this point, it looks like the problem's on his end, like he's just choosing not to fill out the card.
Okay,
But I don't know what more we can do.
well, even if he fills it out now, we can't go see him for 14 days anyway, so.
Well, I'm not sure what day it started. Started on the 13th.
Okay,
So, yeah, so you still got a couple weeks. Well, decisions have consequences.
I know.
All right, thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
Caleb. Yes, sir. Thank you. Caleb, this is a 10-day hearing. You are level 1 outstanding. Grapevine PD brought you in for family violence. And, oh, that's right. You ran away from a church event and she was upset with you. Police found you. He squared with mom and punched her. And so he's been level outstanding since today. How far did he drop, Mr. Crawl?
He got a U back on the 16th, angry with peer infraction for unruly instigating peer.
So just more conflict.
On that, it was more conflict. That's the lowest he's dropped. Back at the beginning, he got U as well. Most has been 1-1-0-1-8.
Right, and so, do we have his medication?
He's taking his medication. He's active with mental health. We have received all of his mental health records from the state elsewhere. Records have been reported on our department. He is set 629 for adjudication dispo, where we hope to get him transferred to FBP for continued follow-up.
Okay, so Mom, are you here?
Yes,
All right, so when did he see his mental health doctor last before he came here?
it's been a couple months.
Okay, so he's probably 3-4 months.
Yes.
Can you make another appointment with his doctor?
I called and they told me that he is due for like a recertification,
Yes.
but he's also in the process of transferring from Denton County to Tarrant County.
Okay, is he with MHMR?
Yes.
Okay,
So I've called everybody, left messages, and we're all playing phone tag and emails. And so we're trying to get him transferred and an appointment and a recertification all at the same time.
Okay.
And he's here, so
yes,
they have to see him.
yes, we can transport him there.
Okay,
So that's not the issue.
okay,
I can bring a psychiatrist to here. I would rather him have a continuum of treatment from the same doctor or same hospital. So I'm starting to order our detention staff to transport the child to the doctor.
okay,
So that way it's just better for the kid.
okay.
Um,
And MHMR is now doing in-person
Yes.
appointments.
Correct. So can you schedule that appointment? I'm not comfortable releasing yet, since the reason why he's here is being assaulted and argumentative and defiant.
Okay.
It seems like he has the same problem back here.
Yes.
I'm wondering if the medication just needs to be updated.
Okay.
So, but I'm not going, Caleb, I'm not going to release you to your mom if I have to worry about you hitting your mom.
Yeah.
At this point, if the infraction is based on what you've done, it makes me worried that you may lose control and hit your mom again. I'm not going to let that, I'm not going to be part of that process. All right, so you've just got to prove to me over time. Here's Caleb, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for you to go through those situations where you're frustrated and angry and you want to lash out, but you figured out how to control yourself. That way I know when you go home that you can be frustrated, angry, and want to lash out, but you can control yourself. Okay, prove to me who you are now, so I know who you're going to be in the future. All right, so I'm detaining you for now, but that's based on kind of the infractions that you had. I'm glad you're level 1 today. I'm just disappointed that you dropped out. Okay, Mom, if you can work on that,
Yes.
and hopefully we can get better help for Caleb.
Yes.
Your Honor, we have been working on that since last detention hearing, just to process with the transfer.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I know it's not easy, but if it turns out, Mom, that it's just one of those that they're just not responsive, I will order the psychiatrist to see him here.
Okay.
It just, I want to do what's best for Caleb, and that's getting our psychiatrist is second best.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right, all right, thank you. Manuel. Yes. Thank you, sir. All right, so Manuel, 14, almost 15 this month, and you've been here for a month, and why is he level 1 acceptable? What happened?
Yesterday he had 5 instances of not following instructions.
I'm sorry, 5 instances of not
5 separate instances.
Okay. How far has he dropped down?
1-8.
This is it?
Yes.
This is the one. Oh yeah, the school, there's like, I think, wasn't there a shooting with a BB gun? What is it? Let's see. Police met with witnesses, saw 3 males in a bleacher get up and start shooting. Okay. They get to a car, part of the Get Money gang at Riverside Middle School. Instagram story about it. They call people rats. All right, so, Manuel, you're here on a charge involving a gun, which you know gives me the greatest concern. You're already on felony probation, and then now I have to be worried about you retaliating against snitches, calling them rats. And so, and you're not even level 1 except one outstanding. Do we have a parent here for Manuel?
His adult sister was supposed to be here instead.
Okay, so no parent. So, Manuel, I'm going to go ahead and detain you. I think if I let you go, you'd just be a danger to yourself and others. Thank you. Marcus. Yes. Is mom for Spencer still out there? Do we know? Yeah, I need to check. Manuel, see, you're 14 years old, you've been here. Oh, okay, you just brought in here. No history with us. Before the PD brought you in, they're saying 2 students, victim and another student, were in a mutual combat fight letter. As they try to break up the fight, you and another student not involved in the fight began to assault the victims. So you doubled up on a guy. So it wasn't a mutual fight. Yeah. Is the Fort Worth ISD not out yet? Today's the last, you almost made it. Mom here?
Yes,
Do you know what's going on with the fight?
no, I have no idea what happened.
Sure. Has there been other fights in the school year at school?
No,
Oh, really?
he's a good kid. Last year he had a few problems just with like talking, but he never had any fight. He hasn't gotten in any trouble this year, and he just started a job. He doesn't give me any problems really, so.
Where's he working at?
Chick-fil-A,
Do they know he's 14?
yes, they hired at 14, yes. Yes. So I'm not sure what's going on with him. I don't know what happened, to be honest with you.
So Marcus, do you understand the difference, what happened yesterday? When you're in a fight with somebody, if 2 people say, let's step outside and fight, you both agree to it, it's called mutual combat. That's not against the law. People are allowed to, if they agree to it, settle an argument, all right? Now you can only use the amount of force that you agreed to at the beginning. However, when you use the amount of force, that's more. So you're talking to somebody that say, we're gonna throw hands, and then he pulls out a gun and shoots you or stabs you, you never get consent to being stabbed, right? You never consent for a knife fight. You only give consent for a fist fight. So that's the problem we have here is even though you and the guy had an agreement to fight, he never agreed for 2 people to be on him, only you. Does that make sense? You understand where this plays in? All right, so I'm gonna let you go based on your mom saying that you don't have history. You've never had history with us. I'm gonna trust you on this one, but you understand the next time I see you, now we're coming in the second time, and I'm starting to trust you less. At this point, respect your mom, listen to what she says, follow her rules. I think you'll be fine, okay? Thank you, Marcus.
It's a good time.
Yeah, I'll say.
Do what?
See, that was some good timing.
45 seconds is a way to waste a trip. Zakaya Robinson. Oh, companion case. Is Anthony Greens, so I think. we're
He's
probably-
not here.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yes. I think it was- Yes, that's what.
Gotcha.
All right, Zakaya, do we have a parent here?
Yes, all of you.
Hi, Dad.
Hey.
All right, so your son's never been here before. All right, Zakaya, you heard what I was saying to Marcus, right? And you understand how it's different when you can agree to fight somebody, but whenever one person escalates it, you don't have that agreement, then it becomes criminal. Got that? All right, so do we have any other issues with Zakaya?
No, sir.
Okay, otherwise, good kid,
Yes, very.
for friends?
Maybe, yeah, just a couple of them I don't let her go around, but other than that, she.
Does she respect you when you say you don't, when you say don't go around them, does she respect your rules?
Yes, sir.
100%?
100.
Okay, well, Zakaya seems like there's just one bad decision, right? And it's not indicative of anything more. So just, I'm gonna let you go, do what you need to do, listen to your parents, respect them, follow their rules, and then have a good summer, okay? Shalangi. Shalangi. He's like,
But the one time I tried to just sit here.
Brad showed up.
That was fun.
Thank you. This is waiver.
James.
All right. Why are you level 2? Why is she level 2?
You read that she would sit on her bed yesterday or maybe last night.
Shalonda, I don't think you understand. Like, you're one of the kids I'm actually rooting for. Like, I want so bad for you to go home and have a great life. And it's like you find ways, it's like you're almost like subconsciously undermining everything. And I don't know why. Like, I think I'm consistent. I think you know what I expect from you, or from not just you, like every kid. And like inside my heart, I know you can do it. I just don't know why you're not. I mean, you're here right now because you violated your EM, leaving at 4 o'clock in the morning, and you knew you weren't supposed to, and you knew you were on EM, but you didn't cut off the EM. It's like you're doing all these little things. So why is she level 2 acceptable?
I see, they said that she wouldn't sit on her bed.
She wouldn't sit on her bed. Anything else? Like, you're not gonna drop to level 2 for not sitting on the bed.
She had a couple of disciplinaries, talking back to staff. She's been involved a few times.
So she's been down to confined a couple times? So she's on level 2, working her way back up.
And she was actually on 3-0 yesterday, but she had that incident yesterday as well.
Look, no one's gonna feel sorry for you for being here, okay? I'm not gonna feel sympathy. I'm frustrated because I know you have more in you. You're just choosing not to do it. So if you're doing this because you think one day I'm just gonna give up, that you're gonna outlast me, you're not. I'm gonna keep you here until you show me that you can actually follow the rules. And then you go home and show me you can follow the rules. But if you can't follow the rules there, then you come back here. You can't follow the rules here, you stay here. Eventually things go on and you go to placement and you go to another placement. This is all, I don't think you understand. You're controlling everything. This is your show. And your mom and me and everyone around you, we want you to do great. But if it's like you're trying to control it through negative interactions. And so you're creating these little problems that you can control yourself on, but you're doing that so you actually have self-control. What you don't realize is you have all the control that you want. Me, your parents, your family, everyone's gonna give you so much more freedom if you show the basic level of respect, which you're not. And when I say basic level of respect, it's respect for the rules, respect for the system, respect for your elders, respect for authority. If you can just comply on one part, for us to think that you can be non-aggressive, non-defiant, that you're just generally a good kid with a little bit of attitude, we're okay with that. But when you turn into this kid that wants to do grown-up decisions and make big decisions on your own, and you're basically saying, I don't care what the judge or my parents or detention officers, what they say, you're just gonna stay here. You'll stay here for a long time. You're only 14. And you can stay here till your 18th birthday. And if you don't think I can hold out and wait for your 18th birthday, I will hold you here until your 18th birthday. Or I'll hold you here until next week when you get to level 1 outstanding, you go home and you follow the rules. It's all on you, okay? I'm just putting this on you. So, but deep down inside, like, I hope you do well. Like, I really want you to do great. But, I'm not gonna make special exceptions for the kids that I like, okay? I'm gonna treat you just the same as I treat other kids. Now, I can cheer for you, like my favorite football team, but that doesn't mean I can cheat for you, okay? All right, you have to do it the right way. So hopefully I'll see you again, and you'll be level 1 outstanding. You have good things to say, and your phone calls with your family, they have good things to say, that you have a change of heart, change of attitude, and you get to go home, sleep in your own bed, eat your own food, and not sneak out at 4 o'clock in the morning, okay? All right, thanks, Shalonda. Thank you. We'll get there one day. One day.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you. That is it for tonight. That's first. Or worse. Yes, sir.
I'm not going anywhere. Who is?
Or first.
Yeah. What do you have today?